What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today I'm going to focus in on the St. John Sea Dogs and their newly assembled Big Four, and compare their Big Four in quotation marks. That's the key words in this episode to the Big Four, in my opinion, that the Windsor Spitfires had in 2008, 2009, consisting of an offensive defenseman, a stud sniper, a standout two-way player, and a power forward that can do it all. And they both, in my opinion, have that, or had that. Windsor had that, and St. John has it in the present, so just watch the tense of my verbs. Keep Mrs. Everly proud. Let's start off with the stud snipers. We got Taylor Hall versus Jonathan Huberdeau. I've seen it pronounced so many different ways. So Mr. Huberdeau, if you watch this, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. It's a very, very good French name. I like it a lot. Right off the bat, Hall was in his draft year, so he's a year younger than Huberdeau. But Huberdeau's he's missed some time this year with an injury, but he's still averaging 2 points a game, better than that, 30 points in 14 games, and really should be with the Florida Panthers this year. But Dale Talon made a personnel move, and it's worked out for everyone. Florida's having a great year, and so is Huberdeau in the queue. Hall had 106 points. No, looking at the year before, he had 90 points in 63 games in the 2008-2009 Windsor's first year. So we're going to make the comparison on. So right about the same. Not actually, things a little bit better, Huberdeau's, but like I said, he's 2 years older than Mr. Hall was, so it's kind of, more experience at that point too. And that was Taylor Hall's coming out body, especially in the playoffs that year. But I give the edge to Huberdeau. Both offensively and but you also got to put an asterisk next to that because Hall was 17 when that was his 17-year-old year, so that kind of didn't work out exactly. It's really not a fair comparison with opposed to Huberdeau's in his 18, 19-year-old year now. So, like I said, age-wise, it's really not totally fair. But like I said, this is on a 4-on-4 tournament between those two with a washout in that. Well, we'll see. So that's your snipers. Give the edge to Huberdeau. Your two-way forwards. We're going to compare Zach Phillips and Andrei Loktionov. Loktionov had 66 points in 51 games, his first year in North America, I might add. And Phillips has 59 points in 38 games so far, so the offensive edge clearly goes to Phillips. And like I said, this actually is probably the best one out of all four of them because they're both in their first year after getting drafted, so they're both in their 18, 19-year-old year. I think Phillips not only is better offensively, but better defensively. He plays a much more pro-style game. Like I said in my player profile on Phillips, he's a Patrice Bergeron style two-way forward. Plays with grit and intensity, and can really put points on the board and block shots, kill penalties, and make smart hockey plays. And he does that to a T. He's excellent. He really will be in the NHL sooner rather than later. Nothing to shake a stick at with Loktionov in his first year in North America, averaging better than a point a game and really coming alive in the playoffs. I'd say Phillips averaging more. Phillips, they're both great offensive and defensive players, but I got to give the edge to Phillips definitely. He's really, been a great two-way player all during his career in his third year of St. John's, and we'll continue that. Like I said, he's, the best two-way prospect in hockey in my opinion. He's really going to be a treat for the Minnesota fans, and like I said, sooner rather than later. Then the offensive defenseman category, we've got Ryan Ellis versus Nathan Beaulieu. Now a little bit, Ryan Ellis was 17 that year, and Beaulieu's 19 now. So, like I said, same thing with Hall and Huberdeau. You got to kind of take that with a grain of salt in this comparison, but just bear with me. One major difference is our two-way game. Beaulieu's much better defensively than Ellis was and is. Plays much more refined game defensively, in my opinion. Whereas opposed to Ellis, I think one thing that helps Beaulieu's defensive game is that he's 6'3", whereas opposed to Ellis is at 5'9", really lacks the reach and size to make an impact on every shift in his own zone and in transition. But Ellis's offensive abilities are off the charts. So in this comparison, we're going to look at Ellis had 89 points that year, and Ellis, in my opinion, is one of the best players to have played in the CHL in the last couple of years, especially defenseman-wise. He's been outstanding. He was outstanding for 4 years in Windsor. And we wrote all the books up there. Now, granted, he did play 4 years of major junior, so kind of pads the stats a little bit. We're supposed to guys who are going pro early, but I think he's going to be an impact player in the NHL, and he's already shown that with Nashville. And I think Beaulieu will be great with the Habs in a few years. But Beaulieu's got 28 points in 31 games, very, very respectable numbers. So I got to give a slight edge to Ellis in terms of just a pure offense. But like I said, if it was a two-way acumen contest, Bolio wins that going away. If anything, just because of size, it makes you tougher to play against. With that longer reach, kind of, just comes with the territory. And Ellis, I think Ellis's game, it has improved and it will continue to get better. But in terms of playing a refined two-way game from the defensive position, that's how Bolio's going away. And finally, my favorite, the power forward. We're going to compare Greg Nemes to Charlie Coyle. Nemes was in his first year after getting drafted. Coyle's in his second year after getting drafted, so it's kind of, like I said, take it all with a grain of salt. He had 77 points in 65 games for the Spitfires, and it was a plus 52, which is, mind-boggling to say the least. It's, he's a great player, so it comes with the territory. Charlie has yet to play a game up there, but I look for him to average right about a point a game and provide a physical impact on every shift. He really and truly is his two-way games on par with Zach Phillips, I think. And I think his physical games is better. At that 6'3", 200 pounds, that's what you want to see out of a guy. He's really going to be great. He's going to make the players around him better. He's going to open up space for Huberto to do his thing offensively, and he's going to contribute. He's great around the net. He sees the ice very well, plays a crafty offensive game, and is an absolute weapon on the power play because you can put him anywhere. Side of the net, front of the net, half boards, you name it. But with the combination of size and on-ice vision, you really can't beat it. I'm very curious to see how he does up there. I think he's going to do very, very well in the Quebec League, and I think the fans in St. John's are going to love what they get. Was he, not playing up to his standards at BU due to I think this is the way BU played against Merrimack. They changed the forechecking up and they changed the power play up a little bit. I think had they been playing that with him, his numbers would have been off the charts. I don't know why Parker wasn't playing that style earlier in the year. He with the forecheck was unbelievable. I've never seen a forecheck like I saw Friday night, the BU Merrimack game. And I think had they been forechecking like that when Charlie was there, goddamn, watch, if you're a defenseman, hockey, look out, because you got a power forward bearing down on you every shift, and But hindsight's 20/20 for the coaching staff at BU. But I look for Charlie. I mean, he averaged almost a point a game at BU, and a lot of people were disappointed with how he was playing. So, if you can average about a point a game in hockey, he's still have people disappointed with you. That goes to show you what kind of a player you are and what kind of player Charlie is. And like I said, he's going to be literally and figuratively huge for St. John's going forward. I'd look for him to be the missing ingredient to St. John repeating as the Q and Memorial Cup champions. I mean, in keeping with the Windsor comparisons, you look at they win it, and then they lose Octeon after graduation, they lose a couple guys to the pros, and then they bring in Cam Fowler and then Zach Cassian at the deadline that next year, and then they win it. It's almost like the acquisition of Zach Cassian to a certain degree that first year, but the second year, Windsor had two great teams that I really had the privilege to watch play a few times, and they were outstanding. Obviously, and all those guys are having a lot of success in the pros. So I think all four guys for St. John's are going to have a lot of success in the pros too. I don't know what else to say. Good luck to the St. John Sea Dogs going forward. The power play is going. Sends our vote to the St. John Sea Dogs to win it all this year. It's like the election here in the United States, where we've got the endorsement. We endorse the St. John Sea Dogs down here at the power play. So I don't know what else to say, but good luck, guys, and that's it for the power play with CJ, covering the Big Four of the St. John Sea Dogs. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season.